Welcome to class students. In this class we are going to discuss module instance parameter values, conditional compilation and execution. Module instance parameter values. Parameter values can be overridden when a module is instantiated. To illustrate this, we will use previous class example and modify it a bit. The new parameter values are passed during module instantiation. The top level module can pass parameters to the instances W1 and W2 as shown below. Notice that def param is not needed. The simulation output will be identical to the output obtained with the def param statement. Define top level module. So you can observe here we have defined module top. In this module top you are creating an module instantiation with parameter values hello world #1 w1. Instantiate two hello world modules, pass new parameter values, assignment by ordered list, pass value 1 to module w1. Second statement, if you observe hello world hash dot id number, value that you are passing is to w2. Parameter value assignment by name. The first one is parameter value assignment by a value we have observed. The second assignment, parameter value assignment by name you can observe. So there are two instances of hello world are created with the name w1 and w2, and in that parameters that we have defined will take value. In the first instance it takes value as 1, in the second instance it takes value as 2. If multiple parameters are defined in the module during module instantiation, they can be overridden by specifying the new values in the same order as the parameter declarations in the module. If an overriding value is not specified, the default parameter declaration values are taken. Alternatively, one can override specific values by naming the parameters and the corresponding values. This is called parameter value assignment by name. Module instance parameter values. If you observe one more example, define module with delays. Module bus master. See, all the examples that we are discussing here are with the help of partial coding. So entire coding is not given. Only thing, the concepts that we want to observe, those we need to concentrate. A module bus master. Here you are defined three parameters, delay 1, delay 2 and delay 3 with initial values as 2, 3 and 7. So then module internals, the logic that you are writing at the end module. So we need to observe in module top level module instantiates two bus master modules. In the first bus master module, the values that we are passing is 4, 5 and 6, which means that delay 1 should take value 4, then delay 2 5 and delay 3 as 6. Earlier values assigned are 2, 3 and 7. Now new values you are supplying when you are instantiating the bus master. The bus master, what is bus master? It's a module defined earlier. So such two modules we are generating with different parameter values. So first instance B1, second instance B2. In the second instance, if you observe bus master 9, 4. So delay 1 will take value 9, delay 2 will take value 4, delay 3 it will be with default value, that is earlier the value assigned in bus master is 7, that default value is considered. So we have observed instantiate the modules with the new delay values. Now parameter value assignment by name. The third one, if you observe bus master hash dot delay 2. So here order is not important. Delay 2 you are assigning 4, delay 3 you are assigning 7 and delay 1 will be with a default value. It is recommended to use parameter value assignment by name. This minimizes the chance of error and parameters can be added or deleted without worrying about the order. So module instance parameter value assignment is very useful method to override parameter values and to customize module instances. Next we'll observe conditional compilation and execution. A portion of Verilog might be suitable for one environment but not for another. The designer does not wish to create two versions of Verilog design for the two environments. Instead, the designer can specify that the particular portion of the code be compiled only if certain flag is set. This is called conditional compilation. A designer might also want to execute certain parts of the Verilog design only when the flag is set at runtime. This is called conditional execution. Conditional compilation. Conditional compilation can be accomplished by using compiler directives. This tick mark, tick if def, tick if and def, tick else if, and tick and if. Using these we are using conditional compilation. We'll see one example. So in this example you observe if def, so you are checking this test if the compile module test only if test macro test is defined. In that case this module is executed. Else compile the module stimulus as default. If this test flag is not set, in that case the else portion module, one more module you are written, so that module will be executed. At the end you are writing and if. Syntax, if you observe, syntax is somewhat similar to if else statement. So if def, tick if def, test, if this flag is 1, execute module test. Else if test flag is 0, in that case else portion you are written module stimulus that need to be executed. So at the time of compilation or execution, the module is selected for the conditional execution based on the test value. Second example, module top bus master B1 instantiate module unconditionally. So first module B1, if diff add B2, so this add underscore B2, if it is defined test macro, in that case B2 is considered or this module is executed. Else if add B3, B3 is instantiated conditionally if text macro add B3 is defined. So these modules are created only when if these test flags are high. Else bus master B4 is instantiated by default, the bus master B4. And then if and def ignore underscore B5, B5 is instantiated conditionally if text macro ignore B5 is not defined. So we have observed how if def is used, else if is used, else and if and def are used for conditional compilation and execution in our coding. These are the additional features supported in Verilog that we are discussing in this module. If def, if and def directive can appear anywhere in the design. A designer can conditionally compile statements, modules, blocks, declarations and other compiler directives. The else directive is optional. The maximum of one else directive can accompany an if def or if and def. Any number of else if directives can accompany an if def and if and def. An if def or if and def is always closed by corresponding and if. The conditional compile flag can be set by using tick define statement inside the Verilog file. In the example above, we could define the flags by defining text macros test add underscore B2 at compile time by using tick define statement. The Verilog compiler simply skips the portion of if the conditional compile flag is not set. A boolean expression such as test and add underscore B2 is not allowed with the if def statement. Conditional execution. Conditional execution flags allow the designer to control statement execution flow at runtime. all statements are compiled but executed conditionally. Compilation of all the statements is done but execution is done conditionally. Conditional execution flags can be used only for behavioral statements. The system task keyword $test $plus args is used for conditional execution. You observe one example, module test. So initial declaration part here not defined here, only initial statement begin, and in that you are writing if test plus argument a display variable display underscore var $display percentage b and the concatenated value of abc. Display only if flag is set. So you are checking this flag if it is set and you are displaying this particular statement. Else, if this flag is not set, in that case it will display a no display. Conditional execution, only the else part will be done and it will display using this statement $display. In that you are written no display, that will be displayed on user screen. The variables are displayed only if the flag display variable is set at runtime. Flags can be set at the runtime by specifying the option display underscore var at runtime. Conditional execution can be further controlled by using system task keyword $value $plus args. This system task allows testing for arguments to an invocation option. $value $plus args returns a 0 if matching invocation was not found and non-zero if matching option was found. Conditional execution with $value $plus args. So here in this example, if you observe, a register is defined 8 into 128 minus 1 colon 0, a test string, integer, clock period. So some portion of the code we have to observe. So here $value $plus r. So test name percentages, you need to read test vectors percentages, that is from test string we need to observe this $value and $plus arguments, then read memory h. So read into memory from test string to vectors. Else portion, if test string is there, perform this operation. Else test name option is not specified, in that case you can display, you can check for clock underscore t clock period and forever clock period divided by 2, and you set up a clock with clock period divided by 2. So you can observe there is a if statement, condition you have checked, then one more else portion, then you have got for setup clock you are written, and within else portion you are written one more if statement. For that you are writing one more else part. So if within if, that is also allowed. So in else part you are writing one more if else statement. Here in else portion, if clock period is not defined, so you can mention that clock period option name not specified. So this is how conditional execution will take place based on the system task $value $plus arguments. Thank you students, we will continue in next class.